So Wendy Williams' ex-husband is up to his old gaslighting and money-grubbing tricks again, because he just filed a lawsuit against Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. But contrary to what all the headlines are saying, it's not to end the guardianship, but it's to appoint a new guardian and have himself named as next friend to legally act on Wendy's behalf.
Right. To legally try again to get her money.
Period.
It's as simple as that. And with all the mess that this man has put Wendy through, he should go someplace and hide his face, because this is just an atrocity right here. And
Exactly.
Really, it will take Wendy to tell you about how she feels about this. And it is in no ways good, because Wendy's supporters are saying, oh, no, he didn't.
Right.
No, he didn't come back with this gaslighting, with these tricks. After he did Wendy like that, after all those years she took care of him and his side chick, and he's coming back again with this. Well, let Wendy tell you exactly how she feels about this. He's going against everything that she wants done as far as this guardianship. It's nothing but a trick. Wendy will tell you how she feels.
Exactly. She said to TMZ, she told them that she had no idea that he had even filed this lawsuit. So it's a $250 million lawsuit against her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. He's also added Wells Fargo in. He's added in the residential facility that Wendy currently lives in. They say he has 48 defendants that have been added to this lawsuit, in which he is the co-plaintiff.
Yeah. That's what it says.
So for those people who are out there saying he doesn't want money, he just wants to end the guardianship,
no, that's not what he
named
said.
Wendy as the filer and himself as co-plaintiff in this.
Yeah.
So he can get part of that $250 million if it was to come to pass. And the hardest part, the most terrible part, the nasty work of it is, Wendy, after, she'd been missing. Everybody was like, where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? She'd been missing for over a year and a half. We hadn't seen her in the public. She finally comes out again this year, right?
Yeah.
She goes on the Breakfast Club. She goes on all these different shows because her whole goal, her primary goal, is to end this guardianship.
End it.
Yet here he comes talking about he's the only one who can do this for her because everybody else feels threatened. He doesn't want to end the guardianship.
That's right.
He says he wants a new impartial guardian appointed. And
do you all see that?
That is not
That's
what
against
Wendy wants.
what Wendy wants. Wendy wants a total end to this guardianship. He's coming in there talking about, oh, no, he's not trying to get it ended. So once again, here we have this same man going against this woman that he did the same thing to all those years, something that she never wanted. Mm-hmm. Did she want him to have a baby outside of his marriage? No. Did she want him to be cheating on her all those years? No. But here he comes again talking about, well, he's not trying to end it. But hey, Wendy is.
Exactly.
Okay, do you all get it? Wendy wants it ended.
Exactly.
This man wants to be assigned so that he can be partial to getting this woman's money again.
And Wendy says she does not want him to be a part of her life like that, because she's divorced forever. She said that he's a money grubber. He's always been that way. And it's good to know that he's doing such evil things again and he won't win.
Yeah, I'm glad she informed the people succinctly exactly what it was all about. That he is out here again doing the things that she had nothing to do with, okay? He is out here advocating for the guardianship staying on, but for there just to be another person appointed. So he could be a part of that appointment to get his hands on her money again. And Wendy's glad that she sees once again that this man has not changed. She said, oh, so I believe that's why she said, oh, I'm glad to see he's up to his evil again.
Exactly.
Because she wants her supporters to see this.
Right.
She wants to negate everything that he says he's doing, talking about, oh, he's the only one can do it. No, he isn't.
No.
He's not the only one can do it. Just like he tried to take credit for her talent,
Exactly.
her gift, talking about he made her. No, Wendy had the gift of gab. Wendy had the gift of communication. Wendy had the gift of shade, okay?
Exactly.
And he's talking about he made her. He can't make that, because if he did, why wasn't he able to do that again
with that
someone
baby
else?
mama? Exactly. The one who he said it takes a village.
Oh, please.
All of that foolishness.
Please.
All of that foolishness.
So Wendy came out and just let it be known, oh, he's up to his evil tricks again. It came straight from her mouth. She wants her supporters to know that this man isn't meaning her any good.
Nope.
And look, as far as that, she has her own attorney.
She does.
She has
Joe Tacopina,
exactly.
A$AP Rocky's lawyer, and you know A$AP Rocky is the one who just got acquitted from those charges that could have had him in there for over 10 years. He just got acquitted. That is Wendy's attorney who is working on her behalf. And he even stepped out and told TMZ and confirmed to People magazine that Wendy absolutely knew nothing about the lawsuit. Contrary to what her ex-husband is going around saying now. He's talking about, oh, Wendy knew. No, she did not know. She wants him to have no part of her life in this way. Joe Tacopina also said that Wendy is not happy about this lawsuit because Kevin has no standing to add her name to the lawsuit or no authority from Wendy whatsoever. And you know what? He knows he has no authority. That's why he's requesting to be added as next friend in that lawsuit.
He ain't never been a friend.
Period. It's like, when were you her friend, sir?
When were you her friend?
And so Joe even said that they certainly don't need his help if they wanted to file a lawsuit. So thanks, but no thanks.
Exactly, Joe. And I mean, don't even say thanks to that, because this man, as you just stated, got off A$AP Rocky, baby, okay? And this man is free now as a result of his skills. She's got a top attorney on her side. Who needs the likes of a Kevin Hunter coming in here with this mess?
Exactly. And it's crazy because Joe is skilled. He knows what he's doing. Heck, even that Diddler tried to get him on his team.
Yeah.
But here you have Kevin Hunter, who's the only one, in his own words. But every legal maneuver he's tried against Wendy has failed. Because y'all remember what came out after her accounts were frozen, that Kevin had not been receiving his monthly payments. So he filed a lawsuit back in November of 2022.
Right.
Saying that he had an emergent need because he couldn't pay any of his bills. He was like, his neck, his back, his hips, his legs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because Wendy hadn't been paying him, so he couldn't pay his HOA, he couldn't pay his mortgage, he couldn't pay his insurance, he couldn't pay for his car notes. He was saying all the stuff that he could not pay for because Wendy had not been paying him since the beginning of the year.
Right.
And so Wendy's lawyer ended up saying, excuse you, but the severance agreement that you signed as part of the divorce deal says that he would only be receiving money as long as Wendy was receiving money from Wendy Williams Talk.
Gotcha.
And as of October of 2021, Wendy has not been on the show and she has not been being paid for that. So based on the deal that you signed, sir, Wendy is not obligated to pay you anything ever for the rest of your life. As long as she's not on that top show. And you saw what that My Mercury did there. So he lost that. The judge was like, move along, sir. Nothing to see here. Not today. You're
that's
not getting
right.
no more money from Wendy. So all that, when he was doing that, health is wealth and all that, and now
throwing jabs at her
all the
when
time.
she was going through that physical thing that she was going through. Health is wealth. I'm like, man, why are you throwing jabs at this woman?
Exactly. So that didn't work. So then he goes and he files the lawsuit against Debmar Mercury.
That didn't work.
That's not working. He filed that lawsuit years ago, and it's still nothing. It's just still held up in the courts because Debmar Mercury has the money to continually stall. He filed that lawsuit because he wants to say he was the brains behind the purple chair of power.
Never was.
No. He's giving off that he gonna leave here with something. It's
Yeah.
what he's trying to do with this new lawsuit.
Yeah.
After trying and failing to get more of her money, Wendy Williams' ex-husband filing a $250 million lawsuit to appoint a new guardian and be named as her legal next friend is giving.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
But dude, he left there with something, okay? He left there with all that money that she did agree to initially.
Mm-hmm.
He left there with a new baby.
Mm-hmm.
He left there with a side chick.
Mm-hmm.
He left there with so many things that he was going to do
Mm-hmm.
outside of Wendy. What has he done?
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing. And you talking about this thing, talking about a friend. Man, when has he ever been a friend to her? He couldn't even be her friend as her husband.
Exactly.
To do her that dirt those years.
Oh my gosh.
This woman worked her butt off for her family.
Right. And wanted to use that against her because when it first started happening and everything was revealed, he's going to talk about he deserves his happiness. Well, sir, then didn't you just leave with your happiness? So why are you back again for more of Wendy's money?
He left with his happiness.
Exactly.
And Wendy was good to him as far as that was concerned.
Yeah.
When she was on that show, they gave him a deal.
Uh-huh.
He left with his happiness. He was happy with that money that he left with.
Yeah.
And then because he didn't read the fine print,
Yeah.
he tried to get more out of her. No, that fine print said if she's on a show
Mm-hmm.
or work.
Yes.
And that was not the case. That was in the fine print. So he left with his happiness. Now, she shouldn't have to keep going through this.
No, she should not. She should not.
Here he is again. She is the one that has suffered through this mess.
Right. She's the one that has been suffering through it. And here he comes again with his hand out.
How dare you?
And trying to act like he's the hero again in the situation. Like he's the one who's going to save her. When according to the filing, and People Magazine made it completely clear, the filing notes that it isn't seeking to end Williams' guardianship. Instead, Hunter is requesting a new impartial guardian, the unsealing of her case files, her release from involuntary confinement, a full forensic accounting, and $250 million in relief for financial loss, reputational damage and harm, emotional distress, legal expenses, and deprivation of liberty. And he has named himself as a co-plaintiff in this, with Wendy as the plaintiff.
Get the stepping.
So you hear all that he wants.
He wants her financial records.
Exactly.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants to see those financial records. Sir, it is none of your business.
Exactly. And the lawyer who he got to file this bull is the same lawyer who's one of the reasons behind Wells Fargo froze her account to begin with.
Yeah.
This lawyer, LaShawn Thomas, it turns out that back in 2022, early 2022, she was working for both Wendy and Kevin. Now, you know that's a conflict of interest. And when Wells Fargo initially froze her accounts, they said something along the lines of she was being taken advantage of financially.
Yeah.
And the judge, when this lady went before the judge to so-called act on Wendy's behalf to get her finances back open so she could keep on paying Kevin and them. The judge basically said if this woman comes anywhere near Wendy again or tries to represent her in any form or capacity, he would hold her in contempt.
And now here he is with the same attorney.
He has the same attorney now.
Calling himself working on behalf of Wendy. Wendy didn't ask for this.
Exactly.
Sir, Wendy didn't ask.
Exactly.
She has her own top team.
Period.
Okay, period. She has her supporters. She is fine. That's it. That's all.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.